Hey troops, welcome to the channel Dit Commando. My name's Ryan and I'm a former Royal Marine from the United Kingdom. And today we're going back to a little bit of Swedish content. We're going to see how they deal with their casualties of war. All right, so people who get injured, maim themselves, serious catastrophic leg wounds, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, we're going to see how they deal with it, guys. Looking forward to this one. If you are too, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. And we're going to get straight into this one, guys. Drop a comment below. Okay, so what you're saying there is a road crossing routine, all right, and it's actually quite similar to how most of the westernized militaries conduct themselves. To the onlooker who's never been in the military before, you're just going to look at two men facing one direction and two men facing the other direction, and then a bunch of men going through the middle. All right. Now, if you think about it logically, you need to protect both sides. All right. It's a road is a very, very dangerous kind of point strategically. You know, the enemy's going to utilize that position for flanks, for an ambush, for anything. All right. So you need to protect those areas, and then to get the guys straight across. Okay. And you want to normally put your machine guns either end, and that's what you're seeing here, guys. Okay. Good drills. Okay, so you can see the weapon system's almost in the high port position there, all right, ready to go. It might be a little bit more difficult to hold it in that position, but you literally seconds counting this, you just want to be able to flick that weapon system up and engage the enemy quickly.
Fint sådan från honom, Quintus. I strid ortsnamn, vapne, östen understruket 300. En skadad återkommer. Klart slut.
Okay, so it looks as if one of them, you know, stood in an IED or something where it's maimed the person, okay? And first thing they've done is they've went firm on the ground, contact front, and they start engaging the enemy in the believed or perceived area of where they perceive them to be. So good drill so far, but we haven't seen how they're going to deal with this casualty yet. And at the end of the day, you know, if you can get that guy off the battleground in a safe and efficient manner, then you've got a potentially a guy who can fight another day. So it's really important these first few minutes, depending on how bad the wound is really, really important. Right, so he's self-helping. At the end of the day, he's still got his arms, and that's what you're supposed to do on the battleground, guys, okay? If you are still alive, all right, and you can help yourself, you need to, because the other people in your team are engaging the enemy. This might seem a little bit crazy to those who haven't served in the military, but this is the way you're taught, okay? He needs to stop that leg from bleeding, so he needs to put a tourniquet above the knee, potentially, depending on where the injury is. And yeah, self-help, guys, is how we do it. Right, so how that looks is, it looks like you got your team members in, your team leaders, your IC, your 2 IC potentially coming in behind the battle space slightly, and they're planning, okay, planning ahead what to do. Quick battle orders, right? How are we going to get out of this? They come to an agreement pretty soon, and then they work through that plan, guys. It looks as if they're potentially going to be flanking to the right-hand side. Not too sure yet, though.
Bra Morena, fixar vi. Har de med tourniquet? Jag tar min egen. Sätt tourniquet. Jag sätter tourniquet här under din.
He's banging another tourniquet on.
Det är bra, jag på Morena.
And he's firing the GPMG, or the machine gun from the hip there. I like to see that.
Yes, sir.
So he's packing this wound out. This looks a bit grim, guys. It's obviously it's not real because they wouldn't be able to show it on TV on YouTube. So it's all how can I put it? It's not real, but they're just going through the motions of it, the reconstructing what you would actually do. That is a variant of something that we call Celox gauze. It's where you push it into the wound and it stops you from bleeding out. Okay, stops you from losing blood. He's a good actor, I'll give him that.
För det behöver vi hjälp här borta. Håll upp hans ben. Lyfter det försiktigt så jag kommer åt.
Orientering! Filip Adam kommer fortsätta ta anfallsmålet. Riktning 3200. Order anfall i kön på plutonen. Den riktningen. Frågor? Nej! Framåt!
Ja, vi har fått förbandet på plats här. Så jag bara sätta på Daulind också, det vet du ju. Bara fortsätt andas, fortsätt bara prata med mig.
Okej.
Det är bra.
Right, so his drills are pretty cool, guys. It's important that you practice these things regular, okay? Regular. In the military, you have to go through these things so it becomes muscle memory. You got to think of it logically. Most jobs you can practice live, all right? You can practice live time and you can just literally do it on the job. You can't really practice live in the military. You can't practice with real lives, with real with real leg injuries and all of that. You only get one chance really to not make a mistake when it actually happens. So that's why it's very important that you do so much practice beforehand. And you know, Sweden, they're a professional outfit. They're gonna practice, and they'll have individual people who's dedicated to these roles. So this guy's more than likely going to be some form of team medic or section medic. All right, he's definitely going to be qualified though.
Ja. Och nu är den på plats. Det kommer gå hur bra som helst. Se. Jag bara känner över det lite här då. Lyfter huvudet lite. Har du ont någon annanstans?
Nej.
Det funkar.
Okay, so what he's checking his hands there for, guys, is blood. If there's blood, then there's more injuries.
Bra. Så jag ser åtgärdat. Du hör mig fortfarande?
Ja.
På börja B. Kan du ta ett djupt andetag och räkna till 10?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Det är okej. På börja lilla C. Känna pulsen bara. Lilla C okej. På börja D. Kan du ta och hålla upp 3 fingrar och säga ditt fulla namn?
Marcus Morén. Jävla klubban.
Det ska du få. Vänta lite. Över för dig. Vi behöver bålmatta och patienttäcke. Det är okej. På börja E. Du får upp det och få lite värme på det, okej?
Ja.
Så nu kommer vi dra det lite bakåt här, okej?
Ja.
Du tar där.
Right, improvised stretcher then. Looks like they're going to get them the hell out of there. Casualty evacuation time. I'm not sure if they're going to obviously run with this guy to a certain point or if they're going to get him to get a helo, a helicopter or something. But yeah, either way, it's probably going to involve in some kind of physical fitness, guys, all right?
Jag ska ta någon mer och hjälpa mig. Du behöver få ut han en liten bit så vi kan få ut någon. Försiktigt närmare.
Jag vill ha klubba.
Vad har du den då?
I sjukvårdsfickan.
Jag fixar.
Ta det lugnt, andas djupt. Andas djupt. Ta det lugnt. Så ja, ta det lugnt.
Okay, so they're keeping them in a sleeping bag to keep them warm, all right? Got to think this person's most definitely probably going to experience some form of shock, all right, from this whole evolution. And, you know, it's important to keep them warm and a little bit safer as well. Just that warm, fuzzy feeling inside, okay?
Klubban är på väg. Ta det lugnt. Ta det lugnt, du ska snart få hjälp. Ta det lugnt.
Då får du den nu. Då vill jag att du flyttar den från sida till sida. In i munnen.
Ja.
Känner du dig illamående så vill jag att du säger till. Okej?
Ja.
Jättebra. Och inte tugga på den.
Right, I think that's some form of morphine or opioid kind of lollipop thing. I'm pretty sure that's what that is, guys. And it's obviously going to do what it says on the tin. It's going to null the pain drastically. I'm pretty sure that's what the word is. It's a variant of what we would use in the military over Britain.
Okej.
Man bara håller den mot kinden.
Ja.
Och flyttar den lite emellanåt, okej?
Ja.
Därför är den skadade klar för avtransport. Bra, hör du mig?
Ja.
Ja, okej.
Right, so he'll most definitely be receiving aftercare within that Viking system there. And yeah, he'll be just be getting prepped, ready to go into some form of field hospital. Okay, guys.
På börja B. Kan du ta ett djupt andetag och räkna 10? Här har vi Marcus Morén. Tidsnummer 01.12.00. M. Skottskada. I. Skottskada vänster ben högt. Höger ben lågt. S. 01.12.05 hade han en andning på 32. En puls på 160 i radialis. Han var voice responsive.
Right, so he's just giving them a rundown of his metrics, his numbers, all right, his pulse, his heart rate, how much blood he's probably lost, what kind of treatment they've given, i.e. they've put bandages on, tourniquets, Celox gauze, that kind of thing. Just giving them a rundown so they know exactly what they're dealing with. If those numbers start to drop or increase, they know that they need to change some of their medical care, okay?
T. Han satte en tourniquet på sig själv 12.00 ungefär. Jag har satt ett blodstinnande förband på det högra såret, förstärkt med första förband och stabiliserat med Dowlinda. Han har fått 800 mikrogram fentanyl. Den tog precis slut när jag kollade på hans sista vändan.
Right, I don't know if I heard this right. Did he say fentanyl? Is that like some form of opioid? I think it is, isn't it? I might have translated that wrong, but that's what I think he said. Let me know in the comments, guys.
Han är 25 år gammal. Jag heter Fredrik Johansson.
Ja, uppfattat, då tar vi det härifrån.
Quintus Adam från Adam Quintus. Det är uppfattat, klart slut. Alla Adam från Adam Quintus. Vårt nästa anfallsmål är linje 703. Alla Adam, framåt, klart slut.
And the fight continues. Right, okay, guys, that was really interesting, actually, to see how they dealt with a casualty. The scenario is always going to be different, okay, especially at war, but you have to practice for every possible eventuality, guys, all right? And I've been in these situations myself where you've had to practice. You've practiced in different roles. So, you know, I was an LMG gunner and a general purpose machine gunner. I was a heavy machine gunner, okay? And that doesn't mean to say that you can't do other roles, though. So I was trained to be a team medic, a section medic, okay, which is really, really important for any section. And the more people that are trained, the better. And basically, the things that I'm seeing on here is similar to what we was taught, okay? Self-help if you can. And trust me, guys, having a leg blown off below the knee is not an excuse not to help yourself on the battlefield. You have to be able to try and help yourself, all right? And it eliminates from other team members having to separate from the squad who are fighting the enemy to come and help you. All right, it sounds a little bit horrible, but sometimes you've just got to roll with it, okay? And in some cases, believe it or not, if you're injured in that capacity and you're self-helping and there's a firefight going on, then the section will go on and carry on that firefight, okay, and leave you to be picked up by the rear party, or at least that's how we did it in some cases. Because if you think of it logically, tactically, the firefight continues, all right? And the more people you take out of that, the more barrels pointing down range that you take out the firefight, you know, it just increases your risks of catching it up, as we would say. So yeah, self-help's a major one, and I liked what I saw there. If you did too, please drop a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below, guys. I really, really enjoyed that one. If you did too, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.